As parents, I think most of us share one thing: to give our children the best possible start in life. Unfortunately, today's rates of chronic health conditions are affecting our children immensely. From allergies and asthma to ADHD and autism. Is there anything we can start doing now to support our children's development and health before they're even born? So keep watching this video to find the biggest overlooked step when it comes to prenatal care. This information is specifically for expecting parents and those planning to conceive who want to take a proactive approach to the baby's health and development. Particularly those concerned about the rising rates of developmental and chronic health challenges in children. We're going to explore the crucial role of the nervous system in your baby's development, how understanding this connection can help you make informed decisions about your pregnancy journey. You're going to learn about the concept of the perfect storm and practical steps you can take to support your baby's optimal development. At Vanella Chiropractic, so many moms come in with a very similar story. They got fertility challenges, stressful pregnancy, induction, epidural, forceps, vacuum, C-sections. Their baby's colicky, digestion issues, sleep struggles, latch issues. The child is struggling from ADHD, anxiety, depression. And it really is a very similar cascade of events that lead to what we call the perfect storm. So, how do we get here? Well, let's look at some perinatal statistics. The U.S. is the first in emergency care but last in maternal and infant mortality rate. The United States spends over $50 billion on childbirth each year. And the U.S. fertility clinic services market was valued at $7.9 billion in 2022 and is projected to reach $16.8 billion by 2028. 25% of women are induced. 70 to 75% of women in the United States receive an epidural during labor. 1 in 3 American women undergoes a cesarean C-section, despite the World Health Organization recommending a rate of 10 to 15% at most. About 1 in 7 women experience postpartum depression. And now, obviously, we can't control everything that happens during birth. And some scenarios really are emergencies. But what can we do as moms to help us and baby best adapt to any stresses during pregnancy and birth? Well, many think that hormones are the answer. So let's take a step back and talk about what controls every system: the nervous system. The nervous system is the foundation for growing healthy babies. So, I want to talk about the autonomic nervous system, its 2 branches, and what they do. So, first off, you have the sympathetic nervous system. It's the fight or flight. We call it the gas pedal. It's activated in times of stress or perceived danger, and it prepares the body for action by increasing heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tension. Then on the other side, you have the parasympathetic nervous system, which we call the brake pedal. Let me slow down. And that's your rest, regulate, and digest response. And the parasympathetic nervous system promotes relaxation, healing, and restoration. It slows heart rate, enhances digestion, and supports immune function. Now, in a healthy individual, both sides work together, allowing the body to respond appropriately to different situations. However, when the nervous system isn't balanced, it can lead to a state of chronic stress and nervous system dysregulation. And like we talked before, the perfect storm leads to a cascade of events that can cause dysregulation. Usually have prematernal stress, early antibiotics, or birth trauma as we're going through it. Now I want to talk about the role of HPA versus NPG. Now, nervous system dysregulation can lead to many hormonal imbalances, such as painful menstrual cycles, fertility struggles, irregularity, etc. And when the body is stuck in a state of chronic stress with an overactive sympathetic nervous system and an underactive parasympathetic nervous system, it can disrupt the hormonal balance necessary for conception and healthy fetal development. And this is where the concept of HPA, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, versus the HPG, the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis, comes into play. The HPA axis is activated in times of stress, releasing cortisol and other stress hormones that can interfere with reproduction function. The HPG axis, on the other hand, is responsible for the production of reproductive hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So when the body is in a state of chronic stress, the HPA axis can override the HPG axis, making it more difficult to conceive and maintain a healthy pregnancy. Both pathways are super important, and one isn't greater than the other. But our bodies have to know when the HPA is needed and when we should be in a rest and digest state. The problem really occurs when our bodies are stuck in fight or flight, when a bear isn't necessarily chasing us. So, how does HPA and HPG axis affect baby during pregnancy? Well, the umbilical cord serves not only as a pathway for nutrients and oxygen, but also as a power cord that connects the mother's nervous system to babies. And what this means is that the developing baby also feels any stress or emotional challenges experienced by the mother during pregnancy. Mom's nervous system is sending a blueprint through the umbilical cord for baby's nervous system to learn from. If there are high levels of maternal stress, this can alter fetal neurodevelopment and lead to various health challenges later in life. When a mother experiences chronic stress, her sympathetic nervous system is constantly activated, and this stress is transmitted to the growing baby. Baby's nervous system growing in utero. So, in the first trimester, week 3, nervous system begins to form. In weeks 5 to 8, major organs develop. Week 6, your sympathetic nerves involved in social development begin to form. And then we jump to the second trimester. Weeks 13 to 16, bones and muscle develop. Weeks 17, your cerebellum begins to form, help movement. Week 26, the vagus nerve myelination occurs. And then we jump third trimester. Weeks 29 to 32, the immune system develops. Weeks 33 to 36, you have rapid brain development occurs. Weeks 37, autonomic nervous system fully develops. And then week 40, the vagus nerve and immune system mature. So that's why we want to always go to 40 weeks as long as possible. So, I'm talking about subluxation and dysautonomia. So, where do we come in? How we can help as chiros? Well, so some potential effects of subluxation and dysautonomia during pregnancy include hormonal imbalances and fertility challenges, heightened stress response and difficulty relaxing, impaired blood flow to the placenta, suboptimal fetal positioning, baby's breech, transverse, increased risk of complications during labor and delivery. Now, obviously, we can't control everything, but we can set our bodies up to be the most educated, resilient, and adaptable to anything that is thrown our way. So, during preconception and pregnancy, we have the power to create an environment that supports a baby's development from the very beginning. And one of the most important steps you can take is to educate yourself and prepare for the journey ahead. So these are some steps you can follow. So start by prioritizing preconception care for both partners. You want to optimize physical, mental, and emotional health through proper nutrition, exercise, and stress management, and nervous system support. You want to lay a strong foundation before conception. You can increase your chances of a healthy pregnancy and a thriving baby. You want to build a circle around yourself. You want to surround yourself with a supportive birth team and environment. Choose healthcare providers who align with your values and priorities, and who will empower you to make informed decisions about your care. Consider working with a midwife, doula, pelvic floor PT, or an IBCLC, alongside with your prenatal chiropractor, as well as other birth professionals who can provide guidance and advocacy through the process. Now that we talked through all these amazing things, I hope that you can truly see the impact that we can make on our growing babies. How cool is that by focusing on our nervous system's development, we have the ability to affect our growing babies in development, even before they're conceived. The foundation of nervous system health starts with neurologically focused chiropractic care, which can offer specific benefits such as improved nervous system function for both mom and baby, which reduces stress, enhances immune function, and optimal fetal positioning. So let's start by seeing what you and your partner's nervous system look like. At Vanella Chiropractic, we test through technology called Neurological INSiGHT Scans. They are non-invasive and show us how your nervous system is functioning and where it may need some help. From there, since all nervous systems are unique, you will receive a customized care plan that is tailored to exactly what your nervous system needs to heal and be ready to grow that healthy baby or just be your healthiest self. So please, don't wait until after your baby arrives to think about their neurological health. Contact us today to learn more about how we can support you in giving your baby the strongest possible foundation for the start of life. Visit the link in our bio for more information and share this video with a friend who needs it.